Hi, here are my finds for Saturday, January 28th, 2012.
First of all, I did a buy it now purchase from a local seller in Montreal, and I went to pick it up. And this is a book about Yvon Deschamps, which is a legend here in Quebec, stand-up comic, and it comes with an interview disc. Unfortunately, the guy didn't take the time to really check the record properly before putting the condition on his site, and this side has caught heat. I suspect the book was put against a heat source, so this side goes. It's horrible. This side is okay. He told me, because I checked it when I picked it up, I was disappointed. He said he had another copy. He had to find it though. And I decided to keep the item for now, and paid him on the spot $20. Today we spoke on the phone, and he said that he sold his other copy before in a yard sale. He thought he still had it, so he agreed to give me a credit of $5 on PayPal. I'm still waiting for the credit. I haven't gotten it yet. But it's still a good purchase. It's a rare book. I've made a term paper, not a term paper, but a research on Yvon Deschamps when I was a kid. Either in 6th grade or first year of high school, not sure, and the school library had this book. So because I was in the area, I went to a flea market, and I bought from 2 sellers before the flea market closed for the day. Found these albums at $1 a piece, got 17 for $15. A lot of good purchases in there. The first record I checked on the first shelf is this one. See, une compilation de Sheila, artiste française, L'Arche de Noé. Je l'ai pris parce qu'il y avait des rois mages. Puis finalement, Tuer le soleil, c'est une excellente chanson. Ça a rien à dire pour enfants, mais c'est pas le cas. This looks like a kiddie record, but it's not. L'Arche de Noé is a kiddie song, but not the rest of the album. So don't be fooled by the cover. And she sold. She's the second biggest gold. How can I say that? Of all the singing artists in France, the one who sold the most. Who got the most golden records is Johnny Holiday. She's the second one. There. Sorry for my vocabulary. I'm kind of rusty today. I don't know. Then I got this rare 12-inch single disco record by André Gagnon, Rendezvous, and a long version of Smash. I don't know what's up with disco records, but they keep going up in value. And I see an interest in disco music on YouTube, and sometimes I meet some young collectors in their teens or 20s looking for these 12-inch disco singles in yard sales. And 30 years ago I was a closet disco collector because it was a guilty pleasure to buy disco records. This one is hard to find, and I was lucky to find it for cheap. The Four Seasons, half and half. It has one side by the Four Seasons and one side by Frankie Valli. US pressing with textured cover. Great condition, and it's nice. I've listened to the first side so far, and it's very good. Still have to listen to the other side. Ici j'ai une compilation des cassettes, 21 disques d'or. Je l'avais pas cette compile là, ça me tentait. This is a upgrade copy of Mouth to Mouth by Lips Inc. with Funky Town, but I love Rocket on it. It's a great song, and I know my first and only other copy. I've played the hell out of it, so what was a good opportunity to buy this perfect copy. No ring wear, no splits on the cover. This is another disco album, disco funk, whatever. MFSB Universal Love, and it's one of those records I found this man's collection last year. Remember the guy who had records for $5, but I got like 26 for $4 each. And then he had another at least 75 albums I was willing to pay $1 each for. He never wanted to lower the price, so okay, screw it. And that's one of the records he had, and I knew I would find it for much cheaper. It has KG on it, which you can find on the soundtrack album of Saturday Night Fever. Silly Bee and the Buzzy Bunch, and it has Superman on it. Has a little bit of groove wear, just a little bit too much for a disco record, but still playable. Al Jolson, Overseas. I love the cover on this. I don't remember where I saw it before, on the internet, but I'm sure I don't have it. Or if I do, it's in horrible shape, but I probably don't have it at all. I think I might have found it at one point where it was in bad shape, so I left it there. But I know I remember saying, I hope to find this record soon, and The record didn't look too good, but then I played it and it plays well, really well, so I was really happy. This was a great find. Ella est là, le maxi single par France Gall, avec remix by Dave Ford and Pete Waterman for PWL. Pretty good purchase. Worth way more than $1. This is a guilty pleasure, ça c'est rien pas de moi. Un souvenir d'enfance, Michel Louvain, Tour de chant. Quand j'étais petit, mon père avait la copie mono de ce disque. C'était pas. Mon père n'aimait pas nécessairement Michel Louvain, ça faisait partie d'un tas de disques qu'il avait acheté pour 5$ d'un gars. Je cherche la copie mono, j'ai trouvé la copie stéréo, je l'ai pris parce qu'il est mint, ou presque mint, il est vraiment bon état, malgré que le cover il est déchiré ici, malheureusement. Quand j'étais petit cul, il y a 3 tunes que j'écoutais, on efface tout, et hop, ça y est, puis cha-cha, boum. J'écoutais quasiment n'importe quoi quand j'étais petit, c'est pas mal. Je suis même pas un fan de Michel Louvain, mais j'étais content. This is a waste. Sandy Nelson live in Las Vegas. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I found that the applause and cheers are canned, added, fake cheering. I hate that. And I think they did the same for a Live Ventures album. And you can't always tell. Otherwise, it would be a great album. Especially, I think it's Live It Up. Great song. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I only checked a few spots and I could tell that the applause were fake. 12-inch single of Men Without Hats, Pop Goes the World. I love the hole in the cover letting us see the school label. This is a disco album I already bought like many years ago, and my copy has this cover in the front and the back. So this is probably the first edition, and it's a really ugly drawing. Of this is Nixon, probably play on words like shame, 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 and that was probably right after Watergate, I guess. It's a really ugly cover, and not that I draw that well, but for a record cover, this is no. Should have gotten a professional artist. And it's a great disco album. A lot of great songs. Shame, 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 of course, but I like Jim Dumkay, Love Is. I really love I'm Gonna Get Next to You, and Disco Shirley isn't bad. Although Cry 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 really sucks, it sounds like a rip-off on Shame Shame Shame. But it's a great disc. I also have it on CD. So this is a good backup, not a backup but an upgrade copy for my first copy. This I took a chance, I was curious, and turns out that it's full of covers of their old hits, and I didn't take a good look at the titles, otherwise I would have left it there. The Platters, I Love You 1000 Times. Didn't realize that it was a bunch of remakes of Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Only You, Harbor Lights, Magic Touch. I don't like remakes because I was curious to see to hear them like in the 60s. But anyway, it's bought. I'm going to listen to the whole thing and see if it's any good. This is the soundtrack of la bande sonore de État de siège, avec la musique de Miki Theodorakis. Je sais pas si faut dire Mikis Theodorakis, en tout cas. Avec une chanson assez connue, Libertador. Et moi, ce que j'ai, c'est une réédition des années 80 sur une petite étiquette pas connue. Mais la première copie que j'ai n'a pas le gatefold. Malheureusement, il y a du grooveware partout sur le disque. Il griche un peu, ça me fait un peu chier. J'aurais aimé que ça soit une copie définitive. Mais, en tout cas, c'est ça qui est ça. On prend des chances, on gagne pas tout le temps. This I got because I have most of Donna Summer's records, and I've never seen this one, so I had the reflex of picking it up. Unfortunately, yeah, it's from 1987, and it's one of the worst years in pop music as far as I'm concerned, and it sounds really generic 1987 pop stuff. I really don't like the 80s in general. I like specific hits, certain bands like Pet Shop Boys and Art of Noise, but in general, I don't like the sound of the 80s. And this, I'll have to listen to the whole thing and see maybe one song will stick out, but really, oh God, I hate the 80s. You can take an artist that is very good and make a really bad album out of it. And this is a great find. Rockers. Ici, ceux qui ne savent pas, c'est un groupe avec lequel que Pagliaro a fait un disque avec ce groupe-là en 1974, je crois. Ok, il y a un barbouillage ici, mais c'est rien de bien grave. Le disque il est mint, c'était écœurant. Il est dur à trouver en bon état. Là, je l'ai trouvé dans un marché aux puces pour à peine $1. J'étais tabarnouche. Pas mal content d'avoir trouvé ça. So I got, and then the marché aux puces was about to close. I ran around looking for more records before they would kick me out. And I found a little stack of records, and I found this double album of Yves Montand. It's a double LP, a gatefold. Oh, I forgot to take it out of this bag. It's in this weird Ziploc bag. It's a gatefold with 20 hits, and it's in good shape. Never seen this one before. I have a lot of Plein Feu Sur compilations on Philips, the 2 albums, but this one I've never seen before, and I got it for $1. So yep, I got these were my purchases for last Saturday. Thanks for watching.